Hey, what's up, spiritual warriors? We're doing our full body foam rolling routine. Let's get to it. So we're gonna start on our mid back, between the shoulder blades, the back of the heart. Let the heads, your head rest in your hands. And then raise your hips and start to inhale into your belly. Swelling smooth, rolling up and down about an inch a second, very slow. And the goal is to listen to your body, right? Don't force anything. If you want to get higher on the traps, you can start to raise your hips, getting those tight lower trap muscles. And then begin to shift to the left slightly and roll down the muscles between the shoulder blade, called the rhomboids. And in general, we stay to the upper and mid back. So inhale for your belly. Exhale, clearing tension from your body, from your mind. Opening the back of the heart. And shift to the other side. Breathing in through your nose. Feel your belly. And exhale with a little bit of sound. Helps to move the blood. Clear stagnation. Good. And then you'll rest your butt on the ground. And then the feet are about shoulder width or hip width apart. You're gonna let the knees fall to one side, like a windshield wiper. And this begins to open up the low back, as well as all the connective tissue. We get really tight from sitting down. We get crunched, opening up through the torso, the intercostal muscles, and the ribs. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side. Very good. And you're centering your body. And now we'll do 3 cat-cows. Inhale. Start to let the head drop back, the chest and the lungs open. And as you exhale, doing a little baby crunch. Opening the back of the heart. Breathing in, imagine your breath is like liquid light. And as you exhale, keep relaxing. Inhale, feel your belly. Feel your diaphragm and your lungs. Exhale. Last one. Noticing the temperature shift in your body, warming the tissue. And exhale, relaxing your head back, opening the heart and the lungs. One more inhale. Exhale, and coming back up. Very good. And then we're going to roll up. Go to our glutes and the gallbladder channels, allowing the energy to go down and out. So this will free up a lot of stiffness in the sacrum and the low back. So we'll start with the left foot on the right knee, your left palm on the ground. Open the shoulder so your shoulder and your hand are stacked. Inhale. Now I like to close my eyes so I can really begin to feel my body and the sensations more. So as you do this, every now and again, close your eyes, deepen your breath, and when it gets really tight, okay, pause on that spot. Rest into it. Let your tissues consciously relax. So we're learning how to relax into intensity here, and relax into intensity in life, helping to open and clear with ease with the breath. You're working your way from your sacrum slowly out to the hip, but not going over the hip joint. Very good. And what I like to do is find at least 1 or 2 spots that you allow to melt and open. And then every day, it'll get a little bit more open, and you'll continue to find subtle areas as you go. Okay? And then we'll go to the other side. So right from the top. Start near the sacrum, and be curious. When it gets intense, use the breath. Breathing in, feel your belly first. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. The sounds can be whatever feels good for your body, okay? Just let it be organic, let it be natural. Oh, there's a good spot. When you find that spot, rest into it. You'll start to feel some warmth, a little bit of tingling as the tissues and the channels open. If you make that grimace face, then you're on a good spot. Oh. So we're learning how to lean in to pain and find that sweet spot. We don't want it to be excruciating, and we don't want it to be too easy either. All right, find that sweet spot. There we go. Then from here, now we're going to go to our calves. So if this is too intense, you just do it both legs at a time. Okay. If you want more opening through your calf, you cross the leg over. All right. So we're going to go down the backside channels of the calf. So if we open up the lower leg channels, now we're freeing up stagnant energy, preventing ankle injuries, knee injuries, and more importantly, increasing the flow of chi into our legs. So you will feel more invigorated. And then I'm going to work down the outside. So I'm just externally rotating my foot. Okay? And then this meaty part, you'll feel it right in the upper outside of the calf. And then I'll do these subtle rotations left and right to find that sweet spot. Okay? Good. Moving on the inside, breathing in, feel your belly. Exhale, relax, and letting go. Change to the left. Palms press to the ground, rolling about 1 inch a second. And you pause, listen to your intuition. Pause where you need to pause. Slow down where you need to slow down. Hold it. Breathe into it. Exhale, melting the tissues. And on the outside. So like tenderizing the meat, you know. Clearing all the stuckness within our fascia to open up the channels in the blood. So then the bad chi can go out, right? We don't have our leg channels open. Everything just stays stuck and kind of frenetic in our body. Very good. Now from here, we're going to go into the lats, okay? So we started on the mid-back. So with the foam roller, you're going to have it, we started with it horizontal to our back. We're going to start on the right side and just aim the foam roller slightly down. That way it's going to track along the muscle fibers of our latissimus dorsi, our lats, okay? So my right arm is up, left foot is planted. So this left leg is kind of like the steering wheel. Start just above the rib cage. Remember, every day is going to be a little different, so just be curious. So I'm going to start going left to right. This is a very important one. Let's open up the muscles in our lats, help open up our breath, and slowly rolling up. Exhaling through the discomfort, melting consciously, melting your tissues consciously, and floating up a little bit higher onto the upper back, the teres major. Very good. And then lastly, we go into the back of the shoulders, the upper shoulders. When you find a real tough knot, remember, rest on it. Be still. Breathe into discomfort, and as you exhale, melt, relax. Very good. And the sign that the channels are opening, 1, a little more warmth, more tingling. 2, is less pain, a little bit less pain, right? You'll feel like a softening. So now we start just above the ribs. Now the right leg is that steering wheel, and I'm gonna reach up with my left. Breathe in slow, feel your belly. And then exhale a little bit slower, a little bit longer. That's where we decompress the tissues on the exhale. The letting go is on the exhale. So letting go of any gripping in your body, your mind, letting go of tension consciously. And rolling up. Going into the upper back, just on the outside of the shoulder blades. And to the upper and the back part of the shoulders, the rear deltoid muscles. Very good. All right, now we're gonna go to the front of the body. So we did the back side of the body, posterior chain, the yang channels. Now we're gonna do the yin channels more on the front side of the body. So this position is called the shin box. So the left leg will be in the front, the right leg will be slightly behind. Okay, if you can't get into this position, don't worry about it, okay? Just do your best. And we're gonna open up the front of the left shoulder, okay? Now the reason why I get into this position is it keeps me up a little bit higher on the foam roller, and then I can move laterally with more ease than laying like this, like a fish. You know, I'm kind of stuck. I can't really, it's tough to do things in that position. So we go into the shin box position. My left arm is either going to be parallel or slightly behind, based on what area I need. And then the thumb, if you take a look at the thumb, we rotate it internally to get access to the front of the shoulder. So now this is where we're opening the lung channels, where we store grief, guilt, shame, sadness. So when you breathe in, feel a sense of courage, self-honor, self-love coming into the breath. And as you exhale, letting go of heaviness on your shoulders. And you're getting in between the shoulders and the outside of the chest muscles. Find one more spot. Slow, deep breath. Exhale with a little bit of sound. Let the sounds be organic. Then go to the other side. Right side, so now right foot is in front, left foot is behind. Right front shoulder and chest. Inhale, feel your belly. And exhale, opening. Oh, there's a good one. Oh, there it is. Holding the tension. Release the tension. There's a tendency to want to hold the breath, so when you feel that tendency, breathe in, then exhale a little bit longer, which helps cleanse the tissues, cleanse the cells, cleanse the blood, unglue the stuck fascia. Very good. Now, while the roller is in this position, we're going to go on the inside leg channels to help open up the inside. It's called the VMO, the quad. Okay, so the inside leg channels help to bring energy in. The outside leg channels help to bring energy down and out. So you can rotate your toe about 45 degrees to the ground. You can either be here on the elbows or here. Okay, kind of like you make a diamond. And then I'm beginning to breathe in and focus on the inside quad muscle. And what we're looking for is those little knots, those spots of tension, and then breathing in and pausing once you find it. Letting it dissolve, letting it melt. And then as it opens, you start to feel a little bit of warmth. You may notice just a feeling of relaxation in that body part. And once you find a good spot, the other thing you can do is bend or flex the knee. We call this an active release. Ungluing the leg channels. And you can take that all the way up into the groin and the adductors. Everybody's going to be a little different. Okay. Good. Then we'll go to the other side. Start just above the knee. Remember, we never want to go over the joints directly. We want to go into the attachment points, but not over the joints. Oh, this side's much more intense. Oh, so I'm just stripping the fascia. Very good. Breathing in, filling your belly. As you exhale, relax, unwind, letting go. And one more knot, rest on it, relax your body, relax your breath. Very good. So when you find a spot of tension, you can spend upwards of 5, even 20 minutes on a single spot. But today we're going to do the whole body. So just 2 more. Right. Now, horizontal. I'm going to go down the front side, just below the hip. And I'm just going to kind of swivel slightly until I find a knot. And then breathe into that knot, deepen your breath. Very good. Then we go on the outside of the calf, of the quad. So we're opening up the space between the IT band and the quad. Very good. And lastly, you go directly on the IT band. Breathing in. Oh, there's a good spot. Oh, yeah. When it's intense, exhale through it. Hold it for about 30 seconds or so. Or 3 to 5 slow, deep breaths. Okay. Ooh. So I know I'm gonna have to come back to that one later. There's a little bit more there. Now let's finish with that last side, okay? So now, foremost on your left front hip. Remember, we can do those subtle rotations to unglue the cross fibers. We'll go down the outside of the quad. Find that spot. And lastly, we go down the IT. And that's it. By now you should feel quite warm and a little more tenderized. All right, see you soon. Much love.